Listen, sometimes we make cleaning so much harder on ourselves than it really needs to be simply because of the items that we choose to have in our homes. In today's video, I want to talk about the top 15 things in your home that are making your house dirtier. And listen, I'm not saying you need to get rid of number 4, but I have come up with some genius ways to tackle this one. The very first thing that is an absolute nightmare to keep cleaning your home, you're actually staring at one, and it's right there. It's those clear chandeliers, whether it's the clear light bulbs, glass fixtures, whatever it is, but those clear bulbs and fixtures are so impossible to keep clean because they just cling onto dust. Not only is it super noticeable, but anything that is greasy, grimy, any kind of like debris, it sticks onto that glass material. And bonus points for difficulty if they are an enclosed glass light fixture, because you are not going to be able to get in there and clean that surface. The second thing that is making your home more dirty and more difficult to clean are blinds. I absolutely love blinds because they just add to the home. They're functional, they have a purpose, but when it comes to cleaning them, every little particle of dust, grease, debris sticks onto them. And you can use any Swiffer, duster, but unless you're going to go blind by blind with a wet cloth, you're not going to be able to really get a good clean. And this is literally the biggest dirt and dust magnet in your home. And this is not something that is easy to hide. It is so visible. As soon as you close your shades, your blinds, you're able to see every speck of dirt and dust. Okay, the third thing in your home that is actually useless. Not only does it make your home dirtier, but it's useless, but it's this trend of those silicone toilet brushes. Number one, they are super flimsy. They don't actually get and scrub out anything. They hold on to like the debris, in my opinion. It's really hard to actually do anything with them, and they simply do not get your toilet clean. They basically just swish-swash the water around with all the yucky, nasty stuff that's in there, but they're not going to get in there and actually do a really great job cleaning. So in essence, they are making your home dirtier simply because they are useless. They do not get the job done. All right, number 4 hits close to home, and this is pets. So dogs and cats in particular. And if you are familiar with my channel, I have 2 cats, I have a dog, I love my animals, but there's no getting around the fact that yes, they make my home dirtier. And this is something that I either just have to be okay with or come up with a system to maintain all of their pet hair. So when Teendow had reached out to me offering for me to try a robot vacuum, at first I wasn't interested because I already have a robot vacuum. However, this is such a unique vacuum because it has a separate pet grooming department that I'm able to detach. It's not just a vacuum for your home. This is a vacuum for your pets. When I put the Teendow vacuum to the test, I first started with my floors because obviously that's where I need to get it cleaned first. It did a fantastic job of not only just vacuuming up my floors, but it also mopped at the same time. However, the best part about this is that the base detaches and I'm able to use it as a pet grooming machine. It comes with several different attachments and I'm able to use the attachment depending on which animal I'm grooming, whether it's my dog or my cat. It also comes with a de-shedding tool, and it also comes with clippers if I wanted to give my cats a haircut at home. And the beautiful thing is because it's connected to the vacuum with a hose, all of that pet hair is sucked into the tube immediately into the little garbage dustbin in there, and everything is contained in one compartment and nothing is flying around. Keeping a clean home with pets is a struggle, I'll be honest with you, but we have chosen as a family to have pets, and so it's just something that I put up with. But having a tool like this, not only is it going to clean up the pet hair that they've already shed, it actually helps to prevent future shedding of the pet hair because I'm able to groom it. And so because this is such a cool 2-in-1 tool, not only am I able to keep my home clean, I'm also able to prevent future pet hair mess. And when I'm done grooming my pet, I can also use the attachment and use the sofa upholstery hair attachment, and I can go ahead and I can literally take off all of the hair, all the pet hair, dander, whatever is on my upholstery or even on my clothes. I can use the upholstery attachment on my clothes, on my couch, wherever I was, and it will get rid of all of the pet hair that was gathered there. It does a fantastic job not only getting rid of the hair that has already been dispersed throughout the house, but it also does an incredible job to actually prevent the pet hair from falling in the first place. This is a one-of-a-kind machine that I've never seen before, and because it's so unique, I definitely needed to add this into my home cleaning routine arsenal. If you are interested in this exact machine, you can go ahead and click the link in my description box down below. All right, the fifth thing in your home that is keeping it extremely dirty, and once again, I have personal experience with this, is a jetted bathtub. We used to live in a rental where we had a jetted bathtub, and it was just disgusting. Number one, you don't know how much dirt, body oils are gathered up in there. There's no real way to actually go in and clean it thoroughly because you can't see any of the parts. The only real way I've ever found success was using a steam cleaner, but even that, you're not able to see how much is still in there, and you're not able to fully disinfect it. So a jetted bathtub is so unsanitary in my opinion, and it's something that's going to keep your home dirty at all times. This next one is actually hated by cleaning professionals like housekeepers, and that is matte black sinks or anything with a matte black finish, because it is so difficult to polish, to clean, to keep it looking like it's brand new, because any hard water stains, any calcification shows up on those matte black surfaces, and it's so hard to get rid of. You can scrub, you can use detailing brushes. It's just a waste of time to try and keep up with any matte black surfaces. Number 7 was the bane of my existence in our previous home, and that was tiled countertops. When I tell you, I absolutely hated cooking in my kitchen because of the tiled countertops. Anytime you were cutting any kind of like watermelon juice, tomato juice, any like meat juices, they would always spill over into those tile crevices, and it was disgusting. It was hard to clean, hard to disinfect. Crumbs would constantly be stuck in those tile grooves, and I would have to spend an absorbent amount of time just getting it to look presentable and feeling safe to use it in my kitchen. I don't know who came up with the concept of tiled countertops, and thank goodness they are pretty much going away as styles and design changes, but having any kind of tiled cooking surface where you have food involved is an absolute no. Number 8 is something I see interior designers do all the time, and that's putting acrylic shelving in bathrooms, and nothing screams to me more like dust and dirt magnet than acrylic shelving in bathrooms. I have seen this done many times, and I was tempted to do it several times to make it look aesthetic, but the reality is as soon as you put acrylic shelves in your bathroom, you are going to get a muddy mess, because any dust or dirt that is dry on the surface, as soon as someone takes a shower or a bath and there's moisture in the bathroom, that is going to actually create condensation on those acrylic shelves, and so all that dust, dirt, and debris is actually going to become wet and moist and gross and create a nasty like film or layer of dirt on all of that shelving. And now that we are already talking about the bathroom, the next pet peeve and the thing that is making your home dirtier is open storage in your bathroom. So anything that is holding your towels, toilet paper, any kind of open storage, it's going to do the same exact thing that it's doing to the acrylic shelving. It's going to collect dust. Anything that's out there is also going to collect moisture. It's going to get wet and soggy, and it's just not worth having it out in the open. If you need storage in your bathroom, make sure it's somewhere that's behind some kind of closed cabinet, closed doors, because any kind of open shelving in the bathroom is going to attract even more dirt and give you even more stuff to clean. Now, I almost made the mistake of buying this item, which is my 10th item in the home that makes your home dirtier, and that is any kind of shag or shaggy rugs or carpeting. Because of the fibers and the way that the dirt slips through those shaggy fibers, any kind of dust, dirt, anything that was spilled into it, it literally burrows itself into those shaggy carpet fibers, and the vacuums are actually not able to reach in and get that. So any kind of like slime, debris, food, any grossness, it's actually going to hide in those shaggy fibers, and you'll never be able to get it out with a vacuum. I almost made the mistake of purchasing a rug like that for my boys' room, and several of my friends reached out to me and said, do not buy a shaggy carpet for your home unless you want nasty, dirty stuff hiding in it that you will never be able to get out. The 11th thing that is making your home dirtier are bar carts. As beautiful as they are and as functional as they may be, again, it's another area where spills, sticky stuff, dust, dirt is just hiding, and it's another area that I have to constantly clean. Now, yes, I do have a bar cart that I keep in the corner. I keep it for hosting events and things like that. Sometimes I will use it for holding various like drinks or punches for an event, but when it's not in use, it's simply collecting dust. So literally every other day, I have to go and use a glass cleaner and wipe it off in order for it not to look like it's collecting dust. Because as soon as someone enters the home, or when I enter the home, if I have not wiped it every other day, you can see a layer of pet hair, dust, dirt, all kinds of things things that are just stacking themselves on this bar cart. The next item that is really hard to clean in your home is anything that's made out of woven rattan. So that includes like baskets, that includes any light fixtures, storage containers, any of that woven rattan. You cannot simply dust it off because whatever you're using, whether it's a Swiffer, a microfiber cloth, it will actually snag the material and not dust it. You have to grab a vacuum and individually vacuum out any dust, dirt, and debris. It's so difficult to clean, and once again, it's something that just attracts more dirt, and it's something that you have to maintain in your home. All right, I feel like I'm pretty good about not having number 13, but number 13 is fake plants. And this is difficult for people like me who are not really good at keeping real plants alive. I think that one right there has been the one that's been alive the longest in my home. So I tend to navigate towards fake plants because I love a pop of color and greenery in my home, but they collect so much dust. I don't know why the plastic stuff collects way more dust than the real stuff, but they're always covered in dirt and dust. You have to constantly go over them with a wet cloth, and it's just something that's not worth having to clean, and it will make your home even dirtier. Number 14 is something I almost succumbed to as well, and that is a bed that has open or headboard storage. It may seem like a really good idea to go ahead and buy things that have that open shelving, extra storage with the baseboard, thinking, oh, you'll be able to use it as like a shelf, or you don't have to have a nightstand. But at the end of the day, how often are you going to be reaching to the back of the headboard to dust and clean and wipe that area? And because it's so much closer to your head, you're going to be inhaling all that dust, all that dirt all the time. As appealing or as functional as it may sound, at the end of the day, having a headboard that has open storage is actually going to create a messier environment. And the last thing that I want to mention for today's video, that's any kind of open storage, specifically in your kitchen. Any kind of open shelving. I know that they are super popular right now to have like open shelving, things out on display, but if you use your oven, if you use your range, anytime that you are cooking any kind of like grease, any kind of steak, you're frying anything, all of that grease, regardless of how good your hood vent is, or your ventilation system, grease is actually going to be sticking onto anything that you have on display on that open shelving. So if you have glasses, dishes, any kind of even decor, they are going to be covered with a layer of sticky, greasy residue simply because of what's going up into the air. It's not hidden, and therefore it's open to the environment of just having grease splattering everywhere, and you're going to see it. It's going to give the appearance of a dingy, dirty home, regardless of how in style or modern your home may look. If it's dirty, it's not worth it. This is my list of the top 15 things that make your home dirtier and a lot harder to clean. So if you can get rid of or find ways to manage these things in your home that are easier, cleaning your home is going to become such a breeze. If you have any other suggestions, or you have areas in your home that are a lot more difficult to clean and make your home dirtier, please let me know down in the comments below. As always, thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys in my next one.